As the sun cast its golden hues over the South Korean military base, a black SUV slowly pulled into view, drawing immediate attention from the gathered crowd. Stepping out of the car, JUNGKOOK of BTS, wearing a neatly pressed uniform and a bandaged hand, exuded a calm, yet reserved demeanor. But it wasn't JUNGKOOK alone who drew gasps from onlookers. It was his older brother, Jonghyun, walking resolutely by his side. Why was Jonghyun, a figure rarely seen in the public eye, so adamantly present for his younger brother's return to military service? And what does this unexpected gesture reveal about the underlying struggles within this seemingly straightforward military enlistment? The scene was nothing short of cinematic. JUNGKOOK's face carried an air of stoicism, but his every step spoke volumes. His bandaged hand was a stark reminder of the emotional and physical trials he has endured. Jonghyun's protective presence added an undeniable gravity to the moment. The elder John's posture was firm, his eyes scanning the surroundings as if ensuring no harm would come to his globally adored younger brother. What had led to this deeply personal, almost defiant display of familial solidarity? And why now? When JUNGKOOK seemed ready to move forward from recent controversies, speculation has been rife in recent weeks, following reports of bullying within JUNGKOOK's military unit. The details remain sparse, but whispers of targeted harassment shook fans and the general public alike. Could this be why JUNGKOOK bore a bandage today? Was his injury another chapter in the narrative of bullying that has plagued his military journey? And most importantly, was his older brother's unexpected presence a direct response to these rumors? Jonghyun, known for keeping a low profile, has rarely stepped into the limelight, despite his younger brother's global fame. Yet today, his actions spoke louder than words. He walked beside JUNGKOOK with a quiet determination, his hand resting protectively on JUNGKOOK's shoulder as they approached the military entrance. Witnesses described Jonghyun's demeanor as calm but assertive, a reflection of the protective instincts of an older sibling who will stop at nothing to ensure his brother's safety. Was this an unspoken message to the military unit? A silent warning to those who dared harm JUNGKOOK in the past? As the two brothers approached the gates, the air was heavy with emotion. The bond between them was palpable, a silent testament to the challenges they had faced together and the battles yet to come. For Jonghyun, this was not just about seeing his younger brother off to fulfill his duties. It was about standing as a shield, a voice, and a protector in a system that had previously failed to do so. What must it feel like, as an older brother, to watch someone you love deeply endure hardship on such a public stage? And what lengths would you go to make sure it never happened again? For JUNGKOOK, the decision to return to military service after the bullying allegations and the emotional toll it took was not an easy one. Sources close to the family have revealed that JUNGKOOK spent days deliberating, torn between his duty to his country and the lingering fear of what might await him back at the base. Ultimately, it was Jonghyun's unwavering support that gave him the strength to move forward. "You don't have to face this alone," Jonghyun reportedly told him during a heartfelt family discussion. What role did this familial bond play in JUNGKOOK's decision to return, and how might it shape his journey ahead? As JUNGKOOK and Jonghyun disappeared through the military gates, fans worldwide were left grappling with a mix of emotions. The sight of JUNGKOOK's bandaged hand and his brother's protective presence was both heartwarming and deeply unsettling. What exactly had JUNGKOOK endured that required this level of care and support? And how will the military address the allegations of bullying that have cast a shadow over his service? The public's reaction to this poignant moment has been overwhelming. Social media platforms were flooded with messages of support, anger, and calls for accountability. Fans expressed admiration for Jonghyun's quiet strength and JUNGKOOK's courage, but also demanded answers and action. "We stand with you, JUNGKOOK," trended worldwide within hours, alongside hashtags calling for stricter anti-bullying measures in the military. Will the military heed these calls for change? And can this public outcry lead to tangible improvements in how soldiers are treated within the system? JUNGKOOK's journey back to the military is far from over, and the path ahead is fraught with challenges. But with his family's unwavering support and the love of millions behind him, he is not walking it alone. As fans and observers, we are left to wonder, What will it take for justice and healing to truly prevail in this story? And how can this moment serve as a catalyst for change, not just for Jungkook, but for all those who have endured similar struggles in silence? The Jeon brothers have shown us that even in the face of adversity, family and solidarity can light the way. But as this story continues to unfold, one question remains. Will the military and society rise to meet the challenge? Or will this moment of reckoning fade into the background, leaving its lessons unlearned? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. Jungkook and Junghyun's unwavering bond has already left an indelible mark on the hearts of millions. The gravity of the moment when Jungkook crossed the military gates under the watchful eyes of his brother, Jeon Junghyun, continues to reverberate across the globe. But as the dust settles and the emotional waves ripple through his fanbase, new questions arise. How will the military leadership address the public scrutiny surrounding Jungkook's return? And what steps will be taken to ensure that he and others like him never face such hardships again? For Jeon Junghyun, his role doesn't end with walking his younger brother to the gate. Insiders close to the Jeon family suggest that Junghyun has been an active voice in ensuring Jungkook's concerns reach the highest echelons of military authority. Behind the scenes, it is said that he has personally liaised with both Big Hit Music and military officials, pushing for stricter safeguards against bullying. Could this be the start of a broader movement to improve the treatment of young conscripts within the military? And will Junghyun's advocacy create ripples that extend far beyond his brother's immediate situation? The image of Jungkook in BANDAGE, standing silently but resolutely at his brother's side, has become a defining visual of this emotional saga. It's a stark reminder of the mental and physical toll such experiences can take, even on someone as resilient as him. Experts and military veterans have weighed in, calling for immediate psychological support for Jungkook. While his return to the base is a courageous step, many are concerned about the long-term impact of his ordeal. Could his presence in the military, under current conditions, risk exacerbating his emotional scars? Or will the support system now being put in place offer him the safety and respect he deserves as public pressure mounts? Big Hit Music has also taken on an increasingly visible role. Statements from the agency have assured fans that Jungkook's well-being remains their top priority. However, critics have pointed out the agency's silence during the initial bullying allegations, questioning whether more proactive measures could have prevented the situation from escalating. In light of recent events, will Big Hit adopt a more aggressive stance in protecting its artists? Even in spaces as regulated and hierarchical as the military, Jeon Junghyun's decision to step into the spotlight, albeit briefly, has sparked a wave of admiration. Fans have hailed him as a guardian angel for Jungkook, praising his quiet strength and dedication to his brother's well-being. Yet his actions also underscore a troubling reality, that external intervention was necessary to ensure Jungkook's safety within the military. What does this say about the structures in place to protect young recruits? And how can these structures be reformed to prevent similar situations in the future? In the midst of these questions, one can't ignore the role of Jungkook's army. The fanbase, known for its unwavering support, has transformed this personal struggle into a global rallying cry against bullying. Petitions demanding justice for Jungkook have garnered hundreds of thousands of signatures, and fan-led campaigns have flooded social media with messages of support and calls for change. Could this outpouring of solidarity compel military leadership to take a harder stance on bullying? Or will it fall on deaf ears, as so many calls for reform often do?